Right now, as you are watching this, your brain is suffocating in its own biological waste. Every second you are awake, your brain is burning massive amounts of energy, leaving behind a trail of toxic protein sludge. If this happened in your liver or your lungs, your body would flush it out in minutes. But for over a century, science believed the brain had no drainage system. We thought the most complex organ in the universe was just a clogged sink, but we were wrong. Hidden inside your skull is a midnight plumbing system so powerful it can only turn on when you lose consciousness. It is a biological power wash that determines whether you will stay sharp in old age or slide into the fog of Alzheimer's and dementia. In some minutes, we are going deep into the core depth of your anatomy. We are going to witness the invisible fluid storm that happens inside your head every night, and I am going to show you the one specific sleeping position that could be the difference between a clean brain and a toxic one. This is the anatomy of the glymphatic system, and your life, quite literally, depends on it. Part 1. The biological mystery. Every living cell in the human body creates waste. It is a fundamental law of biology. In your legs, your liver, and your heart, the lymphatic system acts as a specialized sewerage network, carrying away metabolic debris through a series of dedicated vessels. But for centuries, the brain presented a terrifying anatomical puzzle. The brain is the most metabolically demanding organ in your body. Despite being only 2% of your weight, it consumes 20% of your energy. This intense engine creates a massive amount of toxic byproduct, specifically proteins like amyloid beta and tau. Yet when surgeons and anatomists dissected the brain, they found nothing. No lymphatic vessels, no drainage pipes. For a long time, we believed the brain simply recycled its own trash or let it sit. That was a mistake. Today, we are diving into the glymphatic system, a discovery so recent, confirmed only in the last decade, that it is not even in most older medical textbooks. This is the story of how your brain literally power washes itself while you sleep, and why its failure is the silent precursor to almost every neurological disease we know. Part 2. The fluid exchange. To understand how the brain cleans itself, we have to look at the perivascular space. Imagine your brain's blood vessels as large water mains. Surrounding these mains is a tiny gap, a sleeve of space. This is where the magic happens. Enter the astrocytes. These are star-shaped glial cells that act as the gatekeepers of the brain. They have end feet that wrap around every blood vessel in your head. On these end feet are specialized water channels called aquaporin 4. During the day, your brain is on. These cells are expanded, packed tight like a crowded subway station. There is no room for fluid to move. Your waste, the brain trash, just piles up between your neurons. But the moment you enter non-REM deep sleep, a mechanical transformation occurs. Your brain cells actually shrink. They contract by up to 60%. Suddenly, the subway station is empty. The astrocytes open the aquaporin 4 floodgates. Cerebrospinal fluid, the clear liquid surrounding your brain, is suddenly forced into those perivascular spaces under high pressure. It is a literal midnight power wash. Part 3. The physics of the pulse. Now, here is the core depth that most people miss. What is the pump? The lymphatic system in your body relies on muscle movement to push fluid. But your brain is encased in a rigid skull. It cannot move. The pump for your glymphatic system is actually your heart. Every time your heart beats, the arteries in your brain expand. This expansion creates a pulse in the perivascular space. This pulse acts like a piston, physically driving the fluid deeper into the brain tissue. This is why arterial health is brain health. If your arteries are stiff, from high blood pressure or poor diet, the piston fails. The power wash becomes a drip. And where does the trash go? Once the fluid has collected the waste, it is pushed toward the meningeal lymphatic vessels located in the outer layers of the brain's lining. From there, it finally enters the body's main lymphatic system, eventually reaching the liver to be processed and the kidneys to be excreted. You are quite literally peeing out your brain trash every single morning. Part 4. Failure and optimization. What happens when this system fails? When we look at the brains of patients with Alzheimer's, we see a common theme, a massive buildup of amyloid beta plaques. For years, we thought the brain was just making too much trash. Now we realize the problem might be that the drain is clogged. If you cut your sleep short, you are turning off the power wash before the cycle is finished. Over 20 or 30 years, that leftover trash hardens into plaques that kill neurons. So, how do we optimize the glymphatic system? First, sleeping posture. Anatomical studies suggest that the lateral position, sleeping on your side, is significantly more efficient for drainage than sleeping on your back or stomach. Second, blood pressure management. Since the heart pulse drives the system, keeping your arteries flexible is the only way to ensure the piston has enough force. Third, omega-3 fatty acids. These help maintain the integrity of the aquaporin 4 channels, the very gates the fluid must pass through. The brain is the only organ that must lose consciousness to maintain its health. It is a biological tax we pay for the gift of high-level thought. Take care of your pipes, and your brain will take care of you. Subscribe, like, and leave your comments.